really right directly over my house, too. You had this whole sky, and you picked my house. You could have gone way over there, way over there. No, you're right there. It doesn't seem like it matters what I do. No matter where I live, how far I move from an airport, a plane will find me. It never fails. Ever. Ever. So it's been close to a year since I published my first video about my custom sleeping platform for my 5th gen 4Runner. And for the most part, I've had a lot of great interaction and feedback in the comment section. I didn't think my design would appeal to a lot of people. It really was catered to my needs only, but I was wrong. I was wrong. I think I helped inspire a lot of people. With that said, all of you who commented you're going to be building a platform similar to mine or like mine, I have yet to see a video. Please, post in the comments, share your build. I'd really like to see them. Anyways, for the most part, it's been really positive. There's always that 1%, isn't there? It's pretty clear that some people don't pay attention. I think they just skip to the video with the arrow key, get to the end or close to the end, and then go to the comments and complain. One complaint I've seen a few times is that I ripped off some of the design ideas from another content creator. Well, yeah, I was inspired by them, I was influenced by them, and I said as much multiple times in the video. So if you actually watched the video, you would have heard that. I also linked to them in the description. So I didn't rip them off, okay? They shared their builds, they shared their schematics. I modified it for myself, built mine, paid forward by sharing my schematics, and I've credited them. Some of you couldn't be bothered to pick up those important details before accusing me of stealing ideas. Some of you keep complaining that the platform is too tall. And it is tall. I did make it very tall for a very good reason. Let's revisit that reason, because clearly some people need a reminder. When I go out on big photo and video trips, not just weekend getaways, but 2 or 3 week getaways on the road where I'm living out of the truck full time, I will have most, if not all, my gear inside this Pelican case. And I needed something that was going to be tall enough that the Pelican case would fit under, just like this, all right? That's why I explained it. However, some people just don't pick up on that part. They ask me, why would you make it so tall? It's like I demonstrated that in the previous video, and I demonstrated it again. Related to that, people just say, well, this is too tall, I can't use the design. Well, I also explained that in this design, the legs are not permanent. They're 3/4 inch pipes held in by flanges. So if you want a shorter platform, cut shorter legs. It's that simple. I also did point out, though, there was one caveat, one little change you'd have to make that possible, and I'll talk about that in a bit. This year, this season, moving forward, I wanted to do some updates, a version 2 of this platform, which I've done recently. I'm pretty excited about it, and I'm going to share it with you in this video. The first one, and probably the biggest one, is I made the legs somewhat adjustable. It's still the same pipes. Now, I did look into telescoping legs. I found some options, but they had mixed reviews. It seemed kind of iffy, the weight they would support. They would sometimes collapse. They just didn't seem strong and dependable. And I'm clearly a big dude. I need strong and dependable. But I found something else, something I missed before when I was buying materials for this platform. It turns out that the same company, SteelTek, they made the pipes and the flanges. They also make couplings for the pipes. Yeah, I completely missed that. So what I've done is I took the 12-inch pipes and I cut them into 8-inch and 4-inch sections. Now I have 3 height options, which I'm going to demonstrate. Just stay tuned. 3 height options. I can be 12 inches, 8 inches, and 4 inches. The front legs were a little bit more of a challenge. So the legs here in the back of the trunk, they're all the same height. So that was really easy, right? Because the legs up front go down the floorboard, they're a different height. What I had to do for those was I had to cut those into 3 sections. So basically, I had to shave off 2 4-inch sections from the top, which means at full height, the pipes will have 2 couplings. Here's one of the couplings right here. Now, as I said, this is made by SteelTek, sold, I think, only at Lowe's. This is the only place that I could find them. Now, there isn't, let me loosen this up. There isn't any kind of physical stop to prevent the piping from going more than halfway through. Okay, there's no innuendos here, so just get your minds out of the damn gutter. But you see there's no physical stop. It will just go all the way through. So you have to sort of eyeball it. And, you know, tighten down one end. So this would be the 8-inch end, and this would be, you know, the 4-inch in theory. I have the 4 inches right now, and so I'm using 2 8-inchers, but just use your imagination. So here we go. It would just go in like this, and then you would just tighten it down. Now let me show you the sections from the front. So this is the 2 4-inch sections held together by a silver coupling. There's a really good reason for this. Right now, the longest section is installed. That would go down here. If I go to the 8-inch height, which I'll do in a bit, I would loosen up this one right here and just slide this one off. And then it would be 1 4-inch section and then the remainder of the length. So why do I have a silver? So it comes in 2 colors. Now, I wanted black, obviously, to match everything else. However, the black couplings were actually really hard to get. I kid you not. I had to order these online. They weren't in the store. I had to order them online. Then they screwed up my order. They shipped it to the wrong state. We didn't know where it was. They're going to give me a refund. The order was stalled. Actually, they canceled it out. I wasn't getting the refund. I was about ready to call back support and say, hey, where's my refund? And then one day a box showed up on my door. My couplings, 9 of them. So the platform has 9 legs altogether. I could only find 9 of these black ones that I could order online. They weren't in any of the local stores in my area. I don't know if SteelTek is going to restock these. So if I ordered the last 9 in the whole wide world, I am truly sorry. I am truly sorry. I hope you find an alternative. But they do have these silver ones. There were some of these at my local Lowe's. I went down and I picked up 3 more. The black ones were $6 and some change, just over $6 each. The silver ones were a tad cheaper, a little under $6 each. I'll post the exact price right down there that they cost. So anyways, if you want these, I hope you can find them. If I got the last ones, I'm truly sorry. There might be some alternatives out there, but I don't know if you'll like them. I didn't really get around testing them out. Let me show you. All right, so what I was going to do was try out PVC coupling. These are super cheap. Like you can get like a bag of 10 for like under $2. And I did connect the pipes. They did seem to hold them, but you know, they're plastic. I can't say that they're going to be very durable. Granted, the platform shouldn't be shifting around a lot, right? It should be held all the way down. These could hold, but I will say the tough thing is getting them off. So the pipe when you get them on, it's really, really snug. Okay, the piping will fit, but it's really, really snug. And it is a pain to get these off. And so if your hands are the least bit sweaty, it's hard to get a grip. I'm going to go ahead right now and drop this down to 4 inches just to prove I'm not that terribly crazy. All right, let's do this. Truth be told, it's not very easy to just lower the platform in place. So if you're looking for a design that will allow you to leave everything in place and just drop or raise the legs, this isn't it. Honestly, I've tried to do it, and I did do it. It was a real pain. I just think it's easier just to take out at least most of the platform, by half the platform, make the adjustments and put the other half back in, to be completely honest. So something I noticed about the 4-inch modification is that I need to put the front panels, or the front sections, and when I refer to the front, I mean the part that goes over the back seat. These, or in this configuration, everything seems to be very, very snug, which isn't a bad thing, right? Snug is good, it keeps things in place. However, the way I would usually assemble this, which is I would drop in each quarter at a time, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, do them one at a time. You probably remember that from the original video. It's almost too snug. It just doesn't seem to want to go in. It does go in. You'll see that in a second. But what I found out was, what seems to work is to intersect the 2 front sections before dropping it in place. All right, so these are intersected. Then I'm gonna go around to the other side, because this side is supporting that side. All right, if I do this, and then I'm going to, oops, drop them in. Oh, kind of came undone a little bit. See what I'm talking about? There. It's pretty snug, but it gets in there. This does work. Ta-da! 4 inches. Now, that's not a lot of storage room. That's the trade-off if you want headroom. You're gonna give up a lot of persistent storage. And what I mean by persistent storage is you could store things up here, right? There's no rule against that. You can put all your luggage and all your bins up here until it's time to sleep. Now, I did this a lot when I had my CRV, which the CRV was great. To any CRV owners out there, I had a 2018. I put over 130,000 miles in 4 years on it, and it was awesome. It was really dependable. And when you laid down the front seats, they were completely level with the trunk. It was awesome. But anyways, I did not have a sleeping shelf in the CRV. So when I was boondocking, I had to take everything out and stack it in the front seats. Made it work. However, when I got this, I wanted to be able to leave gear in place. Like, I just want to be able to pull over, climb in the back, and sleep without moving anything around. So that's what I mean by persistent storage. Gear you can just leave in place all the time. So clearly, there's not a lot of persistent storage you can utilize. You can put maybe some laundry down there, shoes, maybe some foods. All right, there's not a lot. There's even less up front. So with this 4-inch configuration, this is as low as you can go. How low can you go? If you just want to completely level out the back. Now, in the original video, I showed you how when I took off all the legs and I dropped the back platform all the way down, it sort of leveled out with the back seats, but to be completely honest, it wasn't completely level. It wasn't completely flat. Now, I could stomach it, right? I put down enough padding. I mean, I was in the Marine Corps infantry. I can sleep in anything. My partner, however, yeah, she wasn't crazy about it. So that's where I want to be able to drop this all the way down so we could have a completely level sleeping platform that she could be comfortable on. Now, with that said, this is as low as possible. So the 4 inches right here of space you have, there is like maybe half or quarter inch of space between the platform and the folded seats. Like you can fit a parking ticket in there. That's about it. Unless, of course, you take out the back seats, then obviously you're going to have a lot more to work with. But I think most people aren't going to want to be taking out the back seats and putting them back in all the time. I personally am waiting for the kids to move out, finish high school, and then I'm taking out the back seats forever. You get a lot of headroom. Even underneath the rack right here, you get a decent amount of room. There it is, all the way down. Maximum headroom. You have a flat sleeping surface. You have to worry about that bulge with the back seat. In the original design, I pointed this out, I did not cut around the molding. So that meant the platform could only really work at 12 to 10 inches. Once I got down to 8 inches, I started to hit the platform right here, okay? So I had to cut in on both sides. So like with this side, the back and the trunk, I had to cut in 4 1/4 inches right here. And then in the long was 12 1/4 inches. Now you'll see the molding has a slight angle to it. So this is 12 to 1/4 right here. And at the very edge was 12 1/2 inches long. And I'll try to make sure this is reflected in the updated schema. So I had to do that here and over there. So that meant I had to pull the carpet back, make some quick cuts, modify the support boards underneath. But yeah, now I could have been more precise, right? I could have made it follow, really tight. But other than looking good, functionally, that would do nothing. It wouldn't. It would do absolutely nothing. So if you don't mind it like this, not perfectly conforming to the mold, I'm sure that looks great. But if you're okay with this, it's 4 1/4 inches in, like on the back side, 12 1/4, and then 12 1/2. So you'll have a slight angle right here. And that was about the only real physical modification I had to do to the whole platform. So I am sure at some point someone's going to come along on YouTube in the near future with like the ultimate design, right? You can just adjust it at will, remote control, Bluetooth, and that'll be awesome. I'll love to check it out. I'm not sure if I'll buy it. I bet it will be really expensive. But, someone's going to figure it out. Slightly sad to see this come to an end. It's been an interesting journey for almost a year now, using the platform, modifying it, learning from my mistakes. But also, I'll be glad to see it done and over with. For the most part, except for, the occasional minor repair that might happen. I want to consider this a done platform. Because I just want to camp. I want to get back out. I've been working my butt off lately. Yeah, I got promoted at my day job, which is great. More money. As you all know, that means more responsibility. Also, I am working on certifications, very specifically Google Cloud Engineer certifications. A few other based around cloud technologies I'm working on, Zero Trust. Really focusing on the cloud-based certifications. That is the future. Keep myself employable in the long term. Also, the more cloud certifications I have, the less of a reason I have to go to the office. I do like working at home. People like to say, "Oh, you're lazy. You should go in the office." I spent over 15, like 20 years in office. I'm done. There's the obvious reasons, right? I'm introverted. I don't like being crowded. The commute sucks. But you know what I really love, though, about remote work, to be completely honest, is the complete lack of internal office dating drama. Everyone's screwing each other. That is so old. And I listen to friends of mine who are back in the office, and it's all this drama of so-and-so broke up with so-and-so, and there's this internal thing at work and this drama, and HR got involved, and blah, 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 and now they're sleeping with this person and sleeping with that person. God, and that's how it was. Like, people just, there's work, and then there's the bar. Listen, you can bang whoever you want. Do it outside of work. Please. God, I'm so sick of people dragging their sexual drive into the office. I mean, work is hard enough as it is. Enough BS to deal with. I just like getting up in the morning. I work really hard. I don't care what some of the Dave Ramsey say out there. We work really, really hard. But it's really nice removing that internal office dating drama from the picture so I can focus on my job. That has been awesome. That and saving on commute costs. Listen, I have nothing against anyone out there who has like a Prius or, you know, whatever, little tiny car. I get it. If I had to drive in the city again, I'd have a small car again. But I don't want to have a vehicle just for commuting to work, because I like my 4Runner. This is my weekend vehicle. I know people make jokes about the 4Runners and trucks sitting at Costco that don't go anywhere. And maybe for some cases, that is the truth. But you know what? That's also their money. Let them do what they want. I do go places. I do take this truck places. I have a lot of fun. I love to explore. So I would still want my weekend toy. But at least I can save money not having to buy a commuter car. I don't know why I need to explain it to people. Some people are just so hung up on the office, they just cannot get that around their head. Like, oh, it's just buy a cheap car. It's still buying a second vehicle, all right? I don't want to. And here it is with the 8-inch legs. You see, we have a reasonable amount of storage underneath. There's even some usable storage up front between the platform and the folded back seats. Now, something I've learned recently, since going to this size, is I actually prefer this more on a day-to-day basis than with the 12-inch legs. A big reason is, well, the dogs. Okay, my dogs love to travel with me. My big one, with the 12-inch legs in, his back is always rubbing up against the top of the car. So he can't stand up quite all the way, which I know is uncomfortable. Also, he leaves fur all over the top, so I have to clean that out. With this, he gets a little bit more room. Also, not having it almost flush with the bottom of the window in the back seat. I had one incident where my little dog figured out where to put her little paws and rolled on the back window. She actually fell out of the vehicle going down the road. She's okay. She's got some scrapes, a little rattled. I lost her for an hour before someone found her and scanned the QR code on her collar and called me. But yeah, that was definitely some anxiety fuel. And so I do make a point to use the window lock as much as possible, but having her not so high up with the window is something I prefer to have. The big dog is better, right? If you have the window down, he just hangs his head out. He's really good. She likes to try to hang out as far as possible. It induces stress to no end. This is easier to get in and out of for sleeping. There is a little more headroom. So this is a better setup for like my little weekend getaways. This really is. I still like having the option to lift it to 12 inches if I go out for another long 2 to 3 week excursion, vacation, if you will, which I desperately need one. So it's good to have that option. I can just keep these little components here. So I'll just be storing these in a bin, the couplings and the 4-inch section. I just preemptively will just put them in like that and just tighten them in like this, and I'm just going to store them. And here's the ones for the front. So yeah, I actually prefer this a lot more. I think this will This will be how I'm going to keep it most of the year. I would love to take a big vacation. I really, really need one. I'm not sure yet what that vacation is going to be, if it's going to involve the truck or not. Anyways, I wanted to give you all an update. This is version 2 of my platform. Like I said in the original video, you don't have to commit to the leg height. And I proved it. We did 12 inches, 4 inches, 8 inches. You have a few more options now. One small caveat I should point out. The turnbuckles that I showed you in the previous video that help hold the platform down, I have to get some more turnbuckles. I had a longer one and a short one, and neither are working well with this size, so I'm going to have to go back and get a few more I have to do some measurements, see what's available for turnbuckles, and get some additional turnbuckles so I can keep securing the platform down. So it's not being held down right now with the turnbuckles. So I do need to figure that part out. Is there anything else about this build I should point out? I still do put the puck lights underneath. I took them off for the demo, but those will go underneath. Those are so useful. Oh my goodness, those are so terribly useful. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I really wanted to cover for this video, is just show you what I did with the platform. And I'll try to make a point to update to a version 2.0 for the schematics with measurements and extra annotations. So again, I hope this inspires people to make their own builds. And I really hope that some of you share them with me. Like, you've had a lot of you out there have commented like, hey, I'm gonna do my own build like next month or this year. And I've tried to respond to all of you. If I haven't, I'm sorry. That I want to see your build. I really, really do want to see everyone's builds. I want to see someone introduce an idea that inspires me to go back and make one more change to this, because I want to believe that I'm done. I really do want to believe that I'm done messing with this and I can just go camping on the weekends. However, I know one of you out there is going to show me up. You're going to have an awesome idea, and I want to see it. So please come back, share it in the comments. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to see what you're building. I just love the I had a stuttering problem as a kid. All right, give me a break. Still do, and I still struggle with it. I love to see the ingenuity of others. That's what inspires me. It always has, it always will. Well, that's all I have for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to me stutter, and I will see you again next time.